this is Marie Diaries. I'm back to do my second video for Marie Diaries 37 Tarot. And I'll need to mix up the cards and shuffle them and stuff. So, alright, let's go. Let's get this reading done. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the piles, mix up the pile of cards, mix them up. Make sure they're even. I think that's like the best way to do it, to do an even mix of the cards. Alright, so let's go ahead and mix this one pile up first. So I usually mix up the piles 3 times before I start shuffling to see what cards come out for the reading. And I have to have 37 cards, no less, no more. Shuffle this pile, see what cards come out. Alright. Spirit of the highest white light, purest white light, angels, archangels, I ask that you come in and guide me, show me what you want me to see for this reading that I am about to do at this very moment. Show me any and all cards from this pile. 37 cards, no less, no more. What cards do you want to be shown for this reading right now? Any other cards you want to be shown from this pile? Any other cards from this pile you want to be shown for the Marie Diaries 37 Tarot that I am doing right now? Any other cards you want to be shown from this pile right now? Show me any and all cards you want from this pile. Alright, so I'm going to put these ones back in the bin. I'm going to do the other one. want the cards to be shown from this pile. This reading that I am doing right now. Any and all cards for the highest way, like this, way, like angels, archangels from this pile that you want to be shown for this reading. So I just got to get a little bit more for my stop because I don't feel like I'm at 37 cards yet. Alright, Spirit, any other cards that you want to be shown from this pile for this reading that I am doing right now. Any and all cards you want from this pile to be shown right now for this reading. I'll take a little bit more cards. We need 37 cards, no less, no more. 37 cards, no less, no more, Spirit. This will be the final and last time. Any and all cards, Spirit, that you want to be shown for this Marie Diaries 37 Tarot. 37 cards. No less, no more. Any other cards, Spirit, any other cards. Let them be shown for this reading, possibly for right now. Any other card, any other cards, Spirit, any other card. Any other cards, Spirit, any other cards, Spirit, other cards, like angels, archangels, any other cards. Alright, so I think I'm going to stop because I don't feel like anything else is coming out. Put the rest of them back in the bin. So, there they go. Alright, and this is the pile that came out. So I'm going to start counting them to 37 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counted out 37 cards, and the rest of these will be going back into the bin. So there they go. Counted out my 37. Alright, so this is my 37. Alright, so now I'm just going to count them again just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Okay, so we got the 37 cards. Alright, I'm going to start showing them and reading them off. So we got business minded. That's the first card. Now we got random anonymous calls. We got in and out energy. We got travel. We got stress. We got age under 30. We got incubus energy. We got age over 30. Holding back. We got premeditated. We got third party situation. We got future. We got selfish. We have caution. We have sad. We have apartment. We got hospital. We have self-love care. We got ready to commit. We got communication. We got deception. We got comfortable solitude. We got phone tapping. Trigger. We got leader. We got yellow, the color yellow. We have out to hurt you. Excuse me, out to hurt you. We got distinct feature. We got text. We have child. We have something we don't know. We have property. We got fraud. We We got Lion Lies. We got Knight. We got Restraining Order. And then we got the last card, number 37, is Childlike Energy. Alright. So I don't think we had any, like, we don't know who's involved in this. We don't know if it's a male and female. We don't know if it's just a female or just a male. We do got different ages. We got somebody that's under the age of 30, and we got somebody that's over the age of 30. We do have a child that's involved. We do have that. So it obviously has to be either a male or a female or both. We got something to do with traveling and property, something we don't know. A child is in this reading. We have a child that's in this reading. We got text. We already know we had some what am I trying to say? Phone tapping. Yeah, we know we had that. So we got text and phone tapping. We got comfortable solitude. We got nighttime. We got deception. We got communication. So the communication could be through the phone tapping or the text. We got ready to commit. We got self-love. We got hospital. We got apartment. We got sad. We got caution. We got selfish. We got future. We got third party. So this it is involving more than one person. We got the color yellow. We got out to hurt you. So this reading seems kind of like not really good, you know. We got trigger. We got leader. So something about a leader. Maybe this does have to do with like. So we know it's between a mother and a father or a male or a female. We know that. Selfish, future. Somebody's holding something back. Something was premeditated. Fraud. And we do know we got obviously something to do with two different people. Somebody over the age of 30 years old, and somebody under the age of 30 years old. So maybe this child could be the one that has this childlike energy, or maybe one of the other people, the adults, because somebody has a child. We had this card come out, and it is 3 people involved. So now we do know that. Let's see. I'm gonna do the Alright, so let me try this. Let's do the Kipper deck. And then I'll do tarot. shuffle these up 3 times, and then start doing, see what spirit wants us to see. Alright, so that's the third time, so now I'm going to start shuffling and see what cards come out. Spirit, what cards do you want us to see for this reading that I am doing right now at this current present moment? What cards do you want to see for this reading that I am doing right now at this present moment? Show me any and all cards you want to be shown spirit right now for this reading. Spirit of the highest white light, purest white light, angels, archangels, show me any and all cards you want to be shown right now for this reading that I am doing at this present moment. Show me any and all cards you want to be present at this present moment for this reading. Yeah, we have a few cards on the table right now. Spirit, any other cards you want to be shown right at this present moment for this reading? Any other cards for this reading that I am doing at this present moment? Okay, so first off, we had false person that came out. So this could do with the person who, or I mean, it could do with the card that fraud came out. So this could be regarding this false person. Next, we had imprisonment. So this false person could be actually going to do time because of this fraud. Alright, next we had mature men that came out. Next we had wealthy, not wealthy. We had thoughts. We got sudden wealth. We got courtship. And the last one that came out so far was wealthy man. So we know it was we know it was a third party because we had that come out. So maybe it was first regarding these two males that we don't have came out so far, because we have the mature man that came out, and then now we have wealthy man. So maybe this, even though this mature man was what he was probably looked at as the false person. Alright, spirit of the highest white light, purest white light, angels, archangels. Is there any other cards for this final go round? I'm not taking off those. Let's try that again. So let's make sure they all turn over. Okay. Let's try this again. Alright, spirit of the highest white light. Listen, I'm not about to take all these cards. Dang. Wow. Alright, spirit of the highest white light, purest white light, angels, archangels. Any other cards that you want me to see this final go round? And right now for this reading, any other cards? Okay, so now we don't have some more come out. Alright, so the first one we had come out was Journey. The next one that came out was Marriage. So now we know we have a marriage between two people who was end up, they was got this way because the male, he probably courted the woman. Obviously, we got toil and labor, and then the last one that came out was mature woman. Alright, so I'm feeling like this woman had to pick between these two males, because we didn't have another woman come out. We did have false person came out, but the false person it could be, it might even could be this wealthy man, because we did have leader that came out. So I'm gonna read off all the all of these Kipper cards in order. First we had come out was Marriage, which was number 3, marriage. Then we had Courtship, which was number 4. We got Mature Man, number 5. We got Mature Woman, which is 6. We got False Person, which is 8. We got Journey, which is 10. And that confirms the other card that came out already in the other deck, which is Travel. We got Sudden Wealth, number 11. Wealthy Man is number 13. Thoughts is number 16. Imprisonment is 29. And the last card was Toil and Labor, which was 38. So I think this mature man and mature woman was in a marriage, because those were the first two. Well, those that mature man is number 5, mature woman number 6. False person is number 8, which could be this wealthy man, because he might have been the one that was traveling towards this mature woman, because he had we had both sudden wealth and wealthy man come out. So maybe he has something to do with some kind of fraud or something, because we did have that card that came out also, and we do have the imprisonment card that came out. even though he could be the one that's looked at as a leader or whatever, um, he could be going through some kind of legal issues or something where he could be possibly doing some time, going to prison, doing some time. See, we already had travel came out. We had travel came out, and we had journey come out in the Kipper deck. So I feel like that's okay. So yeah, he could be this leader, this wealthy man. He could have been the one doing the random calls and the phone tapping, and even sending the text message. Because he could have been sending that all to this mature woman. Because, we already seen that we had third party come out, which was, let's see, that was, yeah, right here. So it was a third party between this mature man, mature woman, and this wealthy man. It was a third party situation going on. Somebody out of them was over age 30, and the other one was under age 30. Something to do with the color yellow. We don't know yet. And it's something we don't know still about this reading. This wealthy man could have been ready to commit to this mature woman, but obviously he had the mature man, which was her husband, because they was in a marriage. He was in the way, so that probably was an issue. Um, he could have even been in his incubus energy, like dreaming of this mature woman while he was sleeping. As far as him having sexual intercourse with her, he could have been dreaming about this in his sleep. Someone was holding back about something. It could have been this wealthy man, because you know we did have thoughts that came out. So this what he was thinking about. He was holding back on something that he wasn't revealing, which probably ended up having to do with this fraud, because we had the imprisonment card came out. Okay, so this could have been where he was trying out to hurt her, or even this mature man. He's probably out there, probably even hurt either one of them. Never know. So it was caution. He could have been feeling sad about all of this. When maybe what he really needed to do was just focus on himself. Self love for himself, caring for himself. Um, because he was traveling, and we had journey and travel come out. He could have been like in this also. He also could have been in this in and out energy. We do know that he was business minded, but even though that he was business night, I can't talk right now. Even though we know that he was business minded, we know that he entertained fraud, something to do with fraud, because we had imprisonment that came out. And we had false person that came out. So because of all of this going on, the mature man or the mature woman, or both of them, was like having to get a restraining order against him, because it was causing a lot of grief and a lot of problems or whatever. Um, when he was out to hurt them, it was premeditated, so he was already thinking about doing that. This could have been something that happened in the future, or something to come. He was being selfish. Um, we know that he was trying to communicate, or maybe the mature man and mature woman was, they was having communication about this man, this wealthy man, who was this false person, and he was dealing with fraud and everything, who could possibly end up going to prison. Um, he was probably being deceptive, which we already know because we had holding back come out. We had holding back come out, premeditated. He was sad. He was out to hurt probably more than likely both of them. He was lying and lies. This even could have been stressing him out to a certain extent, even though he was looked at as a leader. He was ready to commit to this mature woman, but he just had a lot going on, especially with him traveling. He got this in and out energy. He's not constantly there, and then already knowing that this mature woman is in a marriage with her husband already. It could have been stressing him out, even though he was ready to commit to her. This wealthy man could have some kind of distinct feature about him, or on him, or around him, or probably on him himself. A child is involved, so this mature man and mature woman, they had a child together. So this childlike energy, I'm getting the feeling that this wealthy man was in the childlike energy, and he could have been the one that was under the age of 30. So this wealthy man could be somebody under the age of 30, because we did have those come out. We had over age 30 and under age 30. So he could be the one that's under the age of 30, because we do got childlike energy came out too. So yep, he could be this one he could be younger than this mature man and mature woman, or he could be older than the mature woman. But I feel like he's older than both of them, because we did know that we had age 30 came out too. So I feel like both of them is over the age of 30, and this wealthy man is under the age of 30. Maybe this fraud has something to do with property. That's what could be like causing him to have to be almost in going to prison for what was going on, because it has something to do with some kind of property. So something could have been triggering, or a trigger. Maybe it could have been even to this wealthy man, because he was ready to commit to this mature woman, but she wasn't looking to entertain it, or she wasn't entertaining it, because it was gonna be a third party situation, because she wasn't planning on leaving her husband. So yeah, this could have been a trigger that he was feeling like he was in a third party situation. And then we had so like him traveling, it could have been at night. We have hospital and apartment. So this mature man and mature woman, they probably live in an apartment, and the wealthy man, this young wealthy man, he probably He probably traveled at night. When we have intentionally harm, or what was the other one? Out to hurt you, yeah, not intentionally harm. And we have premeditated. So I feel like this had to do with either the mature man or the mature woman, where he was intentionally trying to harm them. And this wealthy man could have been one that didn't mind, or he actually enjoyed being in his own space by himself. So comfortable solitude. This wealthy young man, he was comfortable being in his own space. And like we had hospital that came out, so he could have been intentionally, out to hurt you, because we got that coming out. He was intentionally trying to harm them, or maybe even the mature woman, because we got premeditated, because it was a trigger that she didn't want to she didn't want to commit to him, because she was still with her husband, and the young wealthy man, he couldn't understand why she didn't want to be with him. So that was his thoughts, part of his thoughts he had going on, like why she didn't want to be with him. He had this money, he got this sudden wealth, even though he know that they was in a marriage, this mature man and mature woman. He know that they're in a marriage, but he don't wanna he don't wanna accept it. So he was willing to do whatever to try to end the third party situation, so you know that this mature woman, she would end up by herself, and maybe end up coming to where she would be with this wealthy man, this young wealthy man. So I don't know. Let's use some tarot. I'm gonna try to move these over a little bit. Let's do it like that. Yeah, so this wealthy young man, he was not trying to take no for an answer. And for him to have been premeditated, that's, I feel like that's a kind of man that could be easily, like, we had trigger came out, so he's easily triggered, where it could get him in a way where he's willing to do some hurtful things because he's not getting what he wants. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle up the tarot deck 3 times. So yeah, he could have been, since we have this split, opening up at this 3 of Swords, he could have been very heartbroken about this mature woman not wanting to be with him. He couldn't take no for an answer, so it was like really affecting him, where he was stressed and everything. Even though he was out to hurt them, mainly the mature woman, possibly sending her in the hospital. Show me what you want me to see for this reading that I am doing right now at this present moment. Show me any and all cards you want me to see for this reading right now. Okay, so we got the 6 of Swords that just came out in reverse. That was the first card. Alright, Spirit, can you clarify the 6 of Swords in reverse? Can you clarify the 6 of Swords in reverse? So I feel like with the Empress coming in reverse, this is the mature woman. She wasn't all up in her head or her feelings, or misguided. She wasn't stuck on what she would. Excuse me. She wasn't stuck on what she needed to do. Then we had the Nine of Wands came up in reverse. She might not have been taking any action towards this young wealthy man, but let's see what comes out to clarify. Okay, Page of Swords came out in reverse. Yeah, so she wasn't taking no action towards this young man who probably was watching her. He was doing all this stuff, which involved fraud. He wanted her to commit. And the fraud was including this property that he possibly was owned, that he did own. So she wasn't taking no action towards, we already know his communication. She wasn't taking no action towards his communication that he was trying to offer her through texting her, and he was, we already know that he was phone tapping her phone and everything. Alright, so we had a few cards that came out, so I'll start at the bottom and I'll turn them over. So we got the Six of Wands in reverse. Yep, she wasn't celebrating this, it wasn't a victory to take action or communication towards this wealthy young man who was going through stuff. He couldn't accept that he was getting put in a third party situation because she was already married. We got the Five of Swords in reverse. Yep, she wasn't feeling sad about not entertaining this young wealthy man. We got the Five of Wands because she knew. We got it in reverse. She knew that if she was to entertain, because her not entertaining this, it still end up causing problems where they had to get a restraining order, and she almost, she had to go to the hospital because he was out to hurt her because she didn't want to be with him. He was telling lies and everything. Yep, he was out to hurt her. So I feel like that's why the Five of Wands came out in reverse, where she ended up going to the hospital. He was lying and lies. He was being selfish. Alright, and the next card that came up was Fibrosaurus Swords Upright. Yep. He definitely was all up in his head about this third party situation. He was all up in his head. It stressed him out and whatever. We know we had that came out. Yep, so they definitely had to get a restraining order. And even though she wasn't trying to entertain his communication through the text or whatever, it still was causing problems. He was having this in and out energy, and he just automatically assumed that the mature woman was going to accept what he was offering. So it had him all up in his head. He was stressed. It was probably even a trigger for him. Yep, so he was stressed. I feel like that's why the Five of Swords came up upright. It was stress. It was stressing him. He was doing lies and lying and lies. He was being selfish. He was, doing a lot of stuff and caused that to happen. He was even sad about the whole thing because he couldn't get this mature woman to accept his commitment. He definitely was being deceptive about stuff, about him, phone tapping their phone and everything, or her phone, because we had phone tapping that came out. So he was being deceptive about that. Okay, let's see what else comes out. Alright, spirit of the highest right, angels, archangels, spirit. Clarify the Five of Swords. Please clarify the Five of Swords. Clarify the Five of Swords. Alright, so the first one we had come out was Ten of Cups in reverse. So yeah, he was all up in his head. He was stressed. He was sad because she wasn't willing to take this commitment that he was ready to give her, which was it could have been the Ten of Cups, but she wasn't really looking to accept it. So he had him sad and everything. He was stressed. He was out to hurt her. Where he tried to, he put her in the hospital. He was doing phone tapping. Yeah, we got the eight of Pentacles. So she wasn't trying to take this sudden wealth and everything. She wasn't trying to take everything that he had to offer. Him being a young, wealthy man, him having sudden wealth. He might have been trying to offer her stuff. He might have been even trying to offer that property, but it could have had something to do with fraud because we had the fraud card come out. The High Priestess in reverse came out. So this is something that he didn't expect to. I feel like he didn't expect this to happen. Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, she was very direct with letting him know where she's staying and where she was staying. She wasn't leaving her marriage with her mature man. Clarify the Queen of Swords upright. Spirit, clarify the Queen of Swords upright. Okay, so we got the King of Wands in reverse. Yep, so she was very direct with his actions that he was taking. Like we already know because he was doing a lot. And then we got the Three of Swords that came back out. Yeah, so it really this really because she was being direct with him and she wasn't taking his offer, his ready to commit. He was heartbroken. It really affected him. That's why the cards that showed he was stressed, he was sad, he was out to hurt her because she didn't want to accept that. I feel like that's clarifying the Three of Swords. Alright, Spirit, any other cards you want to be shown right now for this reading that I am doing at this current moment? Spirit, any other cards you want to be shown for this reading right now? Spirit of the highest right, of the highest right, any other cards you want to be shown right now? Clarify the Three of Swords for me, Spirit. Clarify the Three of Swords. Clarify the Three of Swords. Page of Wands in reverse. And then the Ace of Cups. 8 of Cups upright. Yep, so yeah. Because of him being heartbroken or whatever, he wasn't taking any action, and he was like, he was basically, I feel like, trying to move on with his feelings and his emotions and move away from this third party situation, and maybe even focus on himself, because we did have self-care came out, self-love. So maybe he realized he needed to focus on himself with his money and everything involved, and possibly this imprisonment that he might have to deal with, or the fraud or whatever. Cards on spit out and stuff. Alright, Spirit, clarify the Eight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so yeah, he was gonna have to deal with some leaving the situation of this third party, or this attempt at a third party situation with this mature woman. He has to deal with his legal issues, or involving the fraud of this property that he probably owned, because we already know he is a wealthy man. Yeah, and Nine of Pentacles was at the back of the deck, and the Knight of Cups. So he definitely was. He slowly moved away from the relationship that he was trying to offer to the mature woman, because we already know again that he was heartbroken, and she wasn't committing to what he was trying to offer. He was looked at as this false person who had this in and out energy, and he was like trying to hurt her and put her in the hospital. And she already had a family with her husband, basically this mature man who the mature woman had a child with. All right, so let's see. Let's do the romantic deck, and then I'm gonna try. I always keep not doing this. I'm gonna try these. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle up the romance tarot deck, oracle deck 3 times, and then we'll see if anything comes out. Spirit of the husband, like please holy angels, archangels. Any cards do you want to be shown right now for this reading that I am doing right at this present moment? Spirit, what cards do you want to be shown for this reading right now? Any other cards you want to be shown for this reading, Spirit, at this present moment? Any other cards for the last and final time? Okay. Alright, so we're gonna take those. Alright, so the first one we had come out was past life relationship. You have known each other before. So I feel like that can be directed towards the mature man and the mature woman, only because um, we had courtship that came out already. So this reason why mature woman, did not choose to or accept to leave her mature man, because first of all, he courted her, and he probably did it in the right way compared to this wealthy young man. Um, and they was in a marriage. So yeah, this could have been her past life relationship. Somebody she already been with in her past life, and it worked out and everything, and they got along, they loved each other, they communicated, they got through problems and everything. All right, so that was the first one that came out. Then the next one we had was trust. It says this situation is calling for you to have faith. So yeah, you gotta trust that you'll have faith for this mature man and mature woman to get through this situation with this young wealthy man who was trying to cause problems and issues in their relationship. Next, we had healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Hmm. So maybe this was directed towards the young wealthy man. He needs to work on healing his family issues. Um, so something to do maybe with forgiving his parents. Maybe something with his parents got involved to do with why he was trying to do what he was doing. Um, so separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So, I feel like that's directed towards this young man too, because he was really trying to offer this mature woman this commitment, this relationship, but obviously they're gonna have separation because she's not looking to commit to him. She's not looking to take the offer, even though he's young and he's wealthy and whatever. She's looking to stay with her mature man who she already has a marriage with. She has a child with. They have a family, everything. Next, we got let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So yeah, maybe this is what the mature man and the mature woman needs to do, so that it can ease on by. It can flow easily, and they can get through it with no like major issues. Even though they had a little bit of issues because the young male, I mean the young mature excuse me, the young wealthy man, he was like doing stuff. He was trying to hurt her and had her in the hospital. And the last card that came out was engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So I feel like maybe the mature man and mature women, maybe they decided to renew their vows or something like that. Maybe that's why we had engagement come out, to honor their love and their union towards one another. Okay, so now I'm going to pull from these little, one minute. Alright, so I have this little container with these signs in them. Let's see what signs come out. So first we got Taurus. So this could be dealing with a Taurus, man or female. We got Leo. So this could be dealing with a Leo, man or female. We got Aquarius that came out. So this could be dealing with an Aquarius, male or female. last one that came out was Virgo. So we could also be dealing with a Virgo, male or female. So that could go with any three of the people that was in the read in this third party situation out of those four signs. Um, yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this reading. If you decide and you watched this video to the end, you could like and subscribe. And catch me in the next video that I upload. Like I said, I will be uploading those two videos today. So I haven't really decided if it's going to be, I think I might try to see again if I could put it on here on YouTube. If not, I'll be putting it up on Venmo. I was trying to work on that last night too after I had got done doing the video. So I'm still trying to figure out between the two. Social media just been giving me a run for my money. We're trying to upload stuff right now. I don't know why. Yeah, alright. So that's going to be the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. See you later. Bye.